My name is Renee. I'm sitting at the dinner table, surrounded by my family, but the atmosphere is tense and quiet. My sister, Lily, stands in the doorway, her face pale and her phone clutched tightly in her hand. She stares at me, her mouth opening and closing wordlessly, as if she can't believe what she's about to say. Richard wants to know if I'm related to the you who just took Cybertech Solutions public this morning, she finally manages to whisper. The silence that follows is deafening. All eyes turn to me, filled with shock and disbelief. I take a deep breath and look around the table. Yes, I founded it, built it, and took it public this morning. Cybertech Solutions is a cybersecurity firm with 847 employees across 9 countries, contracts with 34 Fortune 500 companies, and annual revenue that has just crossed $3.2 billion. My mother's hand goes to her chest, and my father's face turns red. That's not possible, he stammers. It's very possible, I reply calmly. It happened about 4 hours ago. The NASDAQ opening bell was live, streamed if you want to watch the replay. I'm the one who rang it. As I look around at their stunned faces, I'm taken back to the past, to a time when I was constantly underestimated and misunderstood in this very family. My family has always had a set of expectations for each of us. Lily, at 35, is the golden child. She's a high-powered executive at a large biotech company, earning $200,000 a year plus bonuses. She drives a luxury Mercedes and lives in a penthouse in the city. She's always been the one to make our parents proud, and she never misses an opportunity to flaunt her success. On the other hand, I've always been the dreamer. According to my family, I just mess around with computers in my apartment. My mother tells her friends that I have some sort of small online business, and my father tells his fishing buddies that I'm still trying to figure out my life. The truth is, I've been running Cybertech Solutions from my apartment for 7 years. It started as a small idea, with just me and a few servers in my living room. I used my savings of $18,000 to buy equipment and cover incorporation fees. The first year was tough, but I was determined. I taught myself programming through online courses and textbooks, just like I did when I was younger. When I was 23, I developed a revolutionary security protocol and sold it to a government agency for $3.5 million. That money was the seed that allowed me to grow Cybertech Solutions into what it is today. But my family never believed in my vision. At family gatherings, Lily would always look at me with that condescending smile and ask, "So, how's the little website thing going?" My mother would ask if I was still working from home, her tone full of doubt. And my father would shake his head and say that I needed to get a real job. 2 years ago, Lily's company suffered a major data breach. Patient information was exposed, and it was all over the news. They hired Cybertech Solutions to overhaul their entire cybersecurity infrastructure. Lily was in the meetings, but she never made the connection that the company she was hiring was mine. She even argued that our services were too expensive and that they should find a cheaper option. As the years went by, I stopped trying to explain myself to my family. It was clear that they saw me as a failure, a dreamer who would never amount to anything. Then, a few months ago, my CFO, Emily, suggested that we go public. She said that an IPO would give us leverage for acquisitions, stock options for employees, and market validation that would make client acquisition easier. I was hesitant at first, but she made a compelling argument. This morning, at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, Cybertech Solutions went public. The opening price was $52 per share, and within 3 hours, it had climbed to $70. The current market valuation is $13.5 billion. Fortune magazine had been following our story for months. They interviewed me, took my picture, and researched the company's history. The cover story was supposed to come out next week, but they moved it up to coincide with the IPO announcement. The issue hit the newsstands at 2 p.m. And that's when everything changed. Back at the dinner table, Lily is still in shock. You were on CNBC this morning. Bloomberg interviewed you. The Wall Street Journal has a feature article. Forbes has a video interview, she says, her voice trembling. Richard wants to know if you'd be willing to speak at our company's annual security summit. I sigh. I'm usually booked for speaking engagements about 8 months in advance, but have him email my assistant. Contact information is in the Fortune article. Your assistant? Lily repeats, as if the word is foreign to her. I have 4 assistants actually, I explain. An executive assistant, a technical assistant, a communications coordinator, and someone who handles travel logistics. And then there's the full executive team: CFO, COO, CTO, VP of Sales, VP of Operations, and General Counsel. We have about 850 employees now, and we're hiring aggressively. The IPO capital will fund our expansion into Asian markets. My uncle, Tom, drops his fork. 850 employees? You've been building all this in your apartment? I nod. Yes, I have. But it wasn't just about the money. I've always wanted to make the world a safer place in terms of cybersecurity. We protect data infrastructure for major corporations, government agencies, and financial institutions worldwide. Our client list includes 34 Fortune 500 companies, 12 governments, and about 200 mid-size enterprises. My mother starts to cry. Renee, sweetheart, why didn't you tell us? I look at her gently. I tried to, Mom. Remember when I said I'd signed a major corporate client and you asked if it was a small business that needed a website? Remember when I mentioned hiring employees and Dad asked if I meant freelancers on Upwork? Remember when I said I was meeting with investors and you told me to be careful of scams? You thought I was just running a hobby business, so I stopped trying to explain. Lily looks down at her hands. I'm so sorry, Renee. I called it your little online business. I told my friends you were just playing at being an entrepreneur. I introduced you to my colleagues as a tech support guy. I look at her for a long moment. I know you're sorry, Lily. But the apology doesn't erase the years of dismissal. It doesn't undo the times you made me feel small. But it's a start. You need to treat people with respect, question your assumptions, and listen to their dreams. My father clears his throat. We should have supported you, Renee. I correct him. You should have believed in me. Support is nice, but belief is essential. You couldn't imagine what I was building because it didn't fit your idea of traditional success. Just then, my phone buzzes. It's my girlfriend, Dr. Maya Singh, a brilliant physicist at MIT. Dinner at 7? I want to hear how Thanksgiving went, she texts. I smile and text back, it's been interesting. See you at 7 o'clock. I'm bringing pie. My mother looks at me. You're leaving? You rang the NASDAQ bell this morning, and you're going to have a quiet dinner? I nod. I don't need a big party. I need good food and good company, and Maya provides both. My mother asks, can we meet her? I reply, if she wants to meet you, yes. But she knows how you've treated me, and she's protective. You'll have to earn her trust. As I stand up and grab my jacket, Lily says, can I call you? Really call you, not just text. I look at her and say, you've always been able to call me. You chose not to. I hope you'll do better. I walk out to my Tesla Model X, which I bought not for the status but for the technology. My family always assumed I leased it and that it was stretching my budget, but they never bothered to ask. On the drive back to the city, I'm on a hands-free call with Emily, reviewing the IPO numbers and discussing tomorrow's interviews. The Fortune article is performing incredibly well, she says. Over 6 million views already. The PR team says we should expect a significant uptick in client inquiries. I've authorized overtime for the sales team and put out a call for temp support staff. Good, I say. What's the stock doing after hours? Hold steady at $70. It could climb higher tomorrow depending on market response. Let it climb. We've built something solid. The market's just catching up to what we've known for years. When I pull up to my building, I think about my apartment, my home office, my command center. It's where I've written the code that became our most successful protocols, where I've stayed up for days fixing critical vulnerabilities. My family has never seen it, never asked to see it. Maybe someday they'll understand what it represents, but for now, I have work to do and a dinner date with Maya. I pull out my laptop and get back to work, because that's who I am. That's who I've always been. And finally, the world is starting to notice.